Welcome to Piringa. This is our little 2¼ homage to upcycling, recycling, reusing, off-grid and natural living. It's 2¼ acres and it's on the eastern edge of the Coromandel Ranges in a little town, or just outside a little town called Waikino. It's an old gold mining town. It's about 5 k's away from Waihi. We've tried as much as possible to reuse things that we've been able to get hold of, such as this old shed which is just sitting on the ground at the moment. That will eventually be a processing plant for our coffee and our wine, but there'll be more on that later as I take you up. It's the 31st of January 2021. Where we're at the moment, it's been about 4.5 to 5 years in the making, and I hope you enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy the videos to follow, which are about the different systems, different choices we've made around power and around water and waste, and the reusing of materials that we could find online or just through picking away and utilising our contacts. This is the edge of the property. Over here we've got north-facing frying pan of a field, which is currently got 287, I think, Pinot Noir grapes in their second year. Still working on the final bits of the fencing over there. We have a pond, one of 3 on the property. As we head up the driveway to the main plateau. We do have grid power here. We don't use it very much except for heavy machinery. It costs us about $30 a month on a low usage plan. Most of the energy is generated using a hybrid system of solar and wind. We do have enough fall between the ponds to look at a low fall micro hydro, perhaps 1 kilowatt. We run 48 volts DC here, but again, more on that later. Here we've got our fruit trees, a bit overgrown by the fruit of blackberry at the moment, and then up to what's currently just a wood store. Posts in the back. We intend to put a lean-to barn here with no walls or anything, just more of an implement shed. And you probably just make out a string line up there. That's where our guest whare or a guest studio is going to go. At the moment it's sitting up the top, and that's where I'm sleeping at the moment, while my studio is under construction. Should have that closed in this weekend. All recycled materials. The beams are from Northland, actually, just outside of Wellsford. Date back to the late 1700s, hand hewn. Under here there is a culvert, and it will be parking. I'm going to put a storage shed here on that flat piece there, just to store some additional materials. I'm going to put a deck off the front of my studio, or whare. If you speak te reo, which is Māori, the New Zealand's natural language. This is the guest whare, which is going to end up down where I just showed you the string line, and the deck. These are just sitting on blocks at the moment. Sit here for convenience. This was to be a parking area, but at the moment we we don't park on it. We park in the turnaround up here. This is the main level. Up here is to be a berry cage, maybe a chook house. The garden's closed off to keep the rabbits out. Vegetable garden. And here's our bath and our shower. A little bit of privacy, but not a huge amount. But this is where we clean up. Recent addition is the laundry. As we're staying out here more and more, decided to add a laundry. And this is the workshop tool area. As I say, there's electricity in here available for use, and this is another implement shed And here we've got hybrid controller, wind and solar, 48 volts, 330 amp hours. We run dual DC pumps, hot water pump and a cold water pump. Hot water on a pull basis because we have a zero pressure hot water cylinder, and we have a circulating pump which we can boost that with. At the moment the hot water is at 49.4 degrees. We use an unregulated solar system to heat that onto a solar element. Perhaps one of the best finds I've made. Spare solar panel lying around. This area, lovely little area, 12 volt batteries. We convert our 48 volts back down to 12 volts on every building, and run a number of 12 volt appliances. The chimney, nice in the autumn and the spring. It's also got a wetback on it, or a boiler, and that can run through the hot water if we need to boost the hot water. 2 kilowatt 48 volt turbine and two 290 watt panels, solar panels on the roof. This is my partner in the place, Clifford. This is his spotty, or his studio. This used to be the only place here. We used to sleep in here, cook in here, live in here, but now that's for his use. All of the buildings, all of the studios have got fireplaces for the winter. All of them are capable of wetback production of hot water. Toilet, it's a composting unit, composting toilet. Again, all of the buildings made out of recycled, reused timber. It's a Jabsco high-end toilet. It can do a 1 litre flush or a 2 litre flush, and that just goes out to a composting unit here, which there'll be many more videos on later on in the series as we develop that. We put that together in a pretty rudimentary fashion 3 years ago. It served us well, but it's time to do a proper one. It's getting to the point where it's jumping between aerobic and anaerobic, which is not what you want it to do. Can't really see them, but down there and amongst the pines we've got 11 coffee plants, and they're in their first year. This is the kitchen building, bifolding windows. Got a barbecue which is vented through the top. To be very careful if you're going to do that. It shouldn't be in a house or in a room where anybody sleeps. Barbecues can give off carbon monoxide, and that of course can be very dangerous. Around 12 volt lighting. These are LED 12 volt lights. 12 volt fridge, which I highly recommend. And then again, we have a coal range with a wetback for heating the hot water. Going to extensively use the solar elements though. As I mentioned earlier, one of the best finds I've had in the last 12 months. And that's under construction, is to be our wood shed. Obviously with all of the fireplaces we go through a fair bit of wood, and we need somewhere nice and dry to keep it. So that's your introduction. That's Te Piringa. This is our little haven. It's definitely a work in progress. We look forward to sharing more of it with you as we continue to build and as we continue to develop new systems and new ways of doing things and improve on what we've started. Have a great day and enjoy.